Hi there, I am Ariel, the face of Ariel Plans over on Instagram, and this is my first YouTube video. So it's just a setup with me for March, because it's March 5th and I still haven't done that yet. And then an introduction video for this YouTube channel. I thought a great way to kick off this introduction would be to show you guys my bills and my debt. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is just kind of diving in, breaking up all the different categories. I have a consistent pay, so I'm your average 9 to 5 everyday kind of worker. I wanted to start off with telling some backstory, as you know, per introduction. To start off, I am a zero-based budgeter that budgets in cash and then kind of doing the debt snowball. So I started all of this back in 2019 when I had more debts, and I was doing a true snowball. Right now I have like 2 different debts, and the smallest one is also the one with the highest interest. So that's why it's like, it's kind of, but also can fit avalanche, I don't know. Very first journey started back in 2019. I got really into, like, I picked up zero-based budget and cash budgeting so quick. I was actually really shocked because up until that point, like, I had the worst spending habits. Like, the second I was the kind of kid growing up that the second I had money, I would spend it. Trailed into my adult years. So here we are, adult years, 2019. I actually like started it, I excelled at it, it worked great. However, then during the pandemic, that coin shortage hit. And so I couldn't use cash anymore because a lot of the places that I was using cash were suddenly no longer accepting cash. So I fell into old habits. The biggest habit being that I would swipe my card and just swipe, swipe, swipe. And I did not want to look at my bank account. It would cause me anxiety, the thought of looking at my bank account and imagining what the number was. So I just wouldn't look at it. And then the second it declined, it was like, oh cool, here's my credit card. Not great habits. So I fell back into that during the pandemic with the coin shortage. So 2022, I randomly stumbled upon Plan Budget Dream. I followed her and she re-inspired me to do this, and kind of everything hit the fan really hard and really fast. 2 weeks before signing our lease again at our apartment, to say that we were going to stay for another year, my boyfriend lost his job, and I didn't have the good enough debt to income ratio to be able to support us until he got a new job. We had to make the really fast and quick decision of moving in with my parents. So that brings us to now. Ever since May of 2022, I've actually been very consistent with zero-based budget and cash budgeting. So right now, my 2 main goals are to pay off debt, because had it not been for my debt to income ratio, I could have held us over for a good amount of time. And then also buying a new bed is actually another one, because I had a back injury and we need a new bed situation. Turns out beds are an investment, at least good ones are a very big investment. So in case all the younger people like me like didn't know that, I did not know that. I knew they were expensive, but like, it's a good amount. I'm doing the 100 envelope challenge to save up for it, and that's still not enough for the actual total, but we'll figure that out once time gets there. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into March. All right, so right here I have Papers by Jessica Ann. She's also on Instagram. I ran into her last year as well. And I have her planner, so it's a full-on planner plus a budget planner, so it's been extremely helpful ever since I've had it. So lots of different tabs over here. We just got through February, so now we're in March. So I haven't done anything to set up March yet. But this is what we're going to be looking at on the back side of the month. Over here we have all of our different categories. And I love this look. I love this layout. And then we have our paycheck planner. I found that a lot of different budget planners actually don't have a paycheck breakdown, like weekly. I thought that was so kind of odd, because for me, I have to plan out each paycheck. I guess that's just me living paycheck to paycheck, maybe. I don't know. But like, I plan out every single paycheck. So what's great about her planner is that she does have one for every single week, and I love that so much. So I've actually been really enjoying her planner quite a bit. So we're actually going to go back to the front though, because I love this portion. This portion's where we're going to write out the month, and I'm going to list all my bills, what day they're going to be paid, which paycheck is going to cover which bills, type of thing. All right, so here is our March dates. So I think it looks good. So the next part of all this is obviously putting my paydays and then putting in the bills. But all of my bills and dates are actually towards the back. So there's a tab called trackers in the back, and immediately it opens up to bills, and then a little bit further is subscription. I love this one because I have too many subscriptions. It's really hard to keep up with. So we have bills, subscriptions, there's other things back here. It's really cool. Like I have my 100 envelope challenge that I've been working on right here. There's a Christmas tracker. There's a 52-week saving challenge if you didn't want to do the 100 envelopes but still wanted to do something weekly. 30-day no spend challenge. Oh, I should be using this month because I actually have a no spend challenge. But so yeah, this is I don't know. I've been really enjoying this. She even put in like vacation planning and stuff in the back here. So super cool. Love this. So what I'm going to be looking at is my bills and my subscriptions, just so I can get all of them onto the calendar. I also have an extra one this month. The big Amazon Prime is coming out. All right, I write at an angle. That is the most comfortable for me. Actually usually write at it, even like I write like this, but for the sake of trying to get you guys to be able to like not have to read sideways, I try to still make it to where you guys can read. All right, so 10 is payday, then 24 is payday. I'm gonna start laying down or writing down different bills. I'm probably going to speed through this, and then if I have something that I want to say further, like I'll stop and like explain, but just because it's going to be like a lot of flipping around and it's going to be kind of messy. All right, so starting out with March 1st, we have storage, Crunchyroll, and gym, because when we moved into my parents, we went ahead and bought a storage unit. So my boyfriend and I do split that cost. So my portion is $72 and then his is also $72. So on to March 2nd. All right, bring this back to center. So this is basically what the month looks like. I accidentally messed up on Prime. I thought I had said the 17th, but it's the 16th. So, but yeah, it was a lot of flipping back and forth. Now it is time to do the fun part, which is kind of highlighting it so that when I flip to this, I can at a glance see what is covering what. So when it comes to planning out my paychecks, I can just kind of flip between the two and be able to physically see like, okay, this payday is covering bank fee, Lightroom, and rent, and then it'll bleed into April, which is fine because these don't change. The thing I need to know is that April 7th is next Friday, or April's Friday. So, so my next paycheck will be on April 7th. So it'll cover everything through this point, April 7th. So that's fine. It's easy to look at. Again, normally I try to have my months pretty planned out usually before the beginning of the next month, but this one I just got a late start because I really did want to make this video, and so yeah, let's go ahead and get to highlighting. Here I have my Zebra Midlighters. These are my favorite highlighters ever. I love them. They're great quality. So I think I like to go with the neutral color for one, and then I will go with St. Patty Day one. And actually, before I do that, I do want to see what February was. My last paycheck of February. Okay. So actually the current running paycheck is already gray. So I do want to do that. I want to do green, and then let's do like a bright color, I guess, so like yellow. First I'll go through and highlight the ones for still of this running paycheck. All right, and then with each payday is when I change to the next color. So I'll go ahead and do green for this one since it does run through at St. Patrick's Day. And then my last payday. All right, hopefully you can see that yellow pretty okay. I should have probably done a different yellow, but it's fine. So this is what the month looks like. Again, at a glance, I can just kind of see what I'm working with and what bills are going to come out, what paycheck, since I do live paycheck to paycheck. Let's go ahead and do some numbers as far as what I'm planning to do. So I won't do the paycheck planners yet because I want to do that just a little bit at a time, but I do want to do the category budget for this. I just realized I don't have a calculator for all this. That's cool. I usually use my phone as my calculator, but it's what's working up here. What I do have right next to me is a laptop. Let's see if I can get this laptop to act as a giant calculator. That way, can we rotate? Oh my gosh, look at that, the giant tablet calculator. So, categories. All right, so here's like what my actual budget looks like for the month. So I add it all together over here, total, and it's come down to the zero-based budget. So I'll probably flip between this for the sinking funds for here, because my sinking funds will go all over here. And then also just using the calculator. So let's go back to that. So let's do bill first. So storage. Bills is $4.99. Kind of agitating, that's not just $500. It's fine. I'm fine. So next we have subscriptions. So let's go back to the monthly calendar setup. Let me add up all the subscriptions really quick. That's all of them. So $280.28. I feel like that seems like a lot for subscriptions, but I also know that one of the things is there's a $120 thing, and that's just for like my monthly supplements and stuff like that. So now we're gonna go into the other categories for like living and stuff like that. So groceries, gas, etc. So let's start with groceries. I have recently changed up some of my budgeting. So I used to have like $50, so $100 that went to fun, but I wasn't using my fun money too much, but I did find that I was like going and getting like a weekly coffee. So I did create a drink fund. So groceries is $300. For gas, I have an economy car. I actually just changed to working from home 50% of the time. So this is going to be rather large from what it's probably going to end up being. It just started last week though, so I want to get used to working from home and seeing what gas looks like before I make any changes, especially because actually the leftover gas goes into my car maintenance, which has just been building, so that's really exciting. It's my largest cash sinking fund right now. For gas this month, I'm pretty sure it'll be way less than this, but I have it for $140. Eating out, again, I'm going to try to see if I can lower this one. I really like to. I'm doing a no spending for fast food this month, so I'm sure the actual will hopefully come down lower because I didn't exclude date night with my boyfriend, and I didn't exclude like going out with coworkers once a week or friends. This is more like me not doing fast foods, more so for me, and just simply trying to not be lazy about making dinner. I am hoping to get both of these two down much lower. Miscellaneous, which also includes household, is $40. Fun, also $40. And then drink is $40. And that's for the whole month because this will be divided out So I think that's it for all my like living categories. So we have, or we still have the 280/28, so I'll just leave that there. Oh, I forgot to even do the income source. So paychecks, it's going to come out to, for the month, about $3,500. We have 1519. I actually put that right here because I like to see that number. 1928. And then I obnoxiously just subtract from that and get a negative number because it's just easier to me. I just know not to get rid of the negative number. So leftover, I have 1980. 72 cents. So I put my leftover right there just so I can see my total versus my leftover. Okay, now we are going to get into the fun part. I love sinking funds. So we're going to do sinking funds next and get into that. So that is what all of this is all my sinking funds. So we have emergency, travel, emergency gets 200. Travel is also 200. I love traveling and my boyfriend and I try to travel often. Usually it's more locally, so it's not super expensive, but health. This isn't an HSA. This is simply just me for whenever I need to pay out of pocket, obviously. Wellness. I do work out with a trainer, so this is primarily what wellness is for. So emergency vet, this is something that we're just now starting because last month we ran into our cat getting sick multiple times. We kept having to take him to the vet. So while I'm super blessed to have the pet insurance because they covered so much of that, it made us realize that we should get like a pet emergency savings started. Just because like it'll add up, like we don't use it often, so it's one of those things that will just continually grow, and then when we need it we just have it. Like it's not, I mean, it came out of my emergency savings because that's what it's for, so I'm actually like utilizing it properly, but I also just figured like having a pet one separate from my emergency, because emergency is also for like any emergency. I figured if we just started a pet one, then we would just pull it from there and I wouldn't have to be sad that my emergency is going down. Sora is my pet. He's our cat. He's getting 40. He has his own budget. Clothing. I wanted to put money towards clothing because clothing was something that I never found important to me growing up. So I wanted to try to change that mentality. $40 a month I think is pretty good. And I still don't go clothes shopping all that much. So hair, $20 a month. I don't do it that often. I just like keeping my ends healthy. I have a new budget sinking fund, and it's like for budget items, like budgety things. Just like envelopes and stuff like that, or if I want new materials to make new envelopes and stuff, it'll come out of this. So this was exciting to make. So that's actually getting 50. Some of this came out of what was my fun money as well, so I tried to add it into that. Amazon. I am starting an Amazon Prime. That only needs $6 a month actually to cover up my half of the Amazon Prime, because my boyfriend covers the other half. So Christmas is $80 a month. Holidays, also a new one, but I figure it is becoming necessary. So birthday is a new one. That one is getting 40. And then, so I'm about to write down envelopes. It's my 100 envelopes. Actually, I'll just do that. 100 envelopes. It's getting 200. So this is how much money I put in my envelopes, like my cash envelopes that I personally allocate to my cash envelopes. Basically, a lot of the leftover from this portion will get stuffed back into my 100 envelope challenge. That's just how I've been kind of doing it, to go ahead and grow that savings pretty quickly, or as quickly as it has been growing, because I've been very surprised. So I think at this point, like, we're 20 envelopes in, which is so exciting. Like, I cannot believe we're 20% done. And then I do have a buffer. I always forget to add one, and then I start panicking by the end of my paycheck period. So that's getting 50. Let's go ahead. I know the total's right there, but I just want to add it up together just to make sure. It's at 1426. Let's go ahead and subtract that 1980. All of this is going to go back to debt. And that is going to get the leftover of this. So 540 or 554, 72. So leftover is 0 because that was the total of 554.72. So just to make sure this is all equaling up to 3,500, let's go ahead and just add it together really quick. So clear that. So we'll do 1519.28 plus 1426 plus 554.72, 3,500. Bam. So that is the March setup, guys. Yeah, thanks for joining me on this. That was a lot. That was a lot. My brain's all tingly right now because of how much that was. But I think this is a great start. I am trying to figure out a good recording schedule for all this because I do love planning out my paycheck like way in advance. Between my full-time job and doing this, I'm trying to figure out like a good time for things. But for now, this is what we've got. I'm excited. It's a little bit less in credit card payment than I normally do. Like I said, a lot of it was because I ended up reallocating because a lot of the times when you're not prepared over here, that's what makes it so that this goes up more. Like the credit card total goes up more. So I'm trying to get more prepared over here so I don't have to think about it ever. So anyways, I guess this is the end of my very first video for YouTube with Ariel plans. Thanks guys for watching. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, because that's where I really started out with a lot of the different content, feel free to follow me there. I post pretty routinely and talk about different things and try to give a lot of different tips there to help. And yeah, I will see you guys, I guess, in the next video. Bye.